Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranamams.
Pranam, pranams, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Mataji is
Mataji,
okay,
Darbar
Prabhu.
Pranam.
Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prem Kishore Mataji is okay?
Yeah. She'll be back, Prabhuji, in 2-3 days, actually.
I think.
She has come to India, so that's it.
Oh,
She'll be back.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Mataji.
Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
Pranams, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
Pranams, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Pranams, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams to everyone here. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana Timir. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhavatya Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So reading from Bhagavatam. So yesterday we did till 55. Correct now? So let us have the summary of this chapter because another 2-3 slokas, but without purport only. So can have a good discussion and then we'll go for the next chapter actually. Prescribed duties. This has only purports. So till 55 we did actually. Okay.
56 purport is there, Mama, Madam.
Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah, you all read 56. I will do 57, 58, 59. Okay. Today we'll complete this chapter. And we'll have a good summary discussion, your thoughts. So what are the lessons learned we had from this chapter actually? Okay. Yes. Please go ahead, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Surya Prakash, Prabhuji, please.
Forgotten to raise hand, sorry.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam tata narhasi cha mam krupanam anadham tvaktum vichasya pitarum tava soka taptamam Agnestarema bhavata prajadustaram yad dhyantam na yahya karunena yamena duram.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prananandi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam Mataji.
Pranams.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam tata narhasi cha mam krupanam anatam. Tyaktam vichakya pitaram tava sukataptam. Anjastarema bhavata prajadrustam yad dhantam na yahi akarunanena yamena duram. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Chitra Mohini Mataji. Chitra Mohini.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam tata narhasi chamam krupanam natam. Tektum vichaksha pitaram tava shokataptam. Anjastarema bhavata prajadustaram yad. Bhantam naya karunena yamena duram. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Madhumai Krishnakant Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Pranams Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam tata narhasi cha mam krupanam anatam. Tyaktum vichakshva pitaram tava shokataptam. Anjastarena bhavata praja dustaram yad. त्वान्तं न याहि अकुरुणेन यमेन दूरम्. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Revati Ratnani Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्वं तदनर्हसि च मां कृपाणम् अनन्तं त्याक्तुं विकस्वः पितरं तव शोकताप्तम् अंजसारेम भवता व्रजा दुस्तरं यत् द्यावन्तं व्यायः अकरुणेन यमेन दूरम् हरे कृष्ण माताजी थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you Mataji. Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी
Pranams Mataji. Hare Krishna.
त्वं तातनसि च मां कृपाणं नाथं त्यक्तुं विचक्ष्व पितरं तव शोकतप्तम् अञ्जस्तरेम भवता प्रजस्तुरं यत् ध्वानन्तं न याहि करुणेन यमेन दूरम् थैंक यू माताजी हरे कृष्ण
Thank you Mataji. Usha Dayavati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Om
Pranams.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tvam tata narhasi cha mamam kripanam anatam. Yaktum vikasva pitaram tava soka taptam. Anjastarema bhavata praja dustaram yet. Tvantam nayahi akrunena yamena duram. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tvam tata narhasi cha mam kripanam anatam Tvattum vichakshva pitaram tava shokataptam Anyastarema vata praja dushtaram Yad dvantam na yahe akarunena yamena duram. Synonyms. Tvam, you, tata, my dear son, na, not, arhasi, or, cha, and, ma, me. Kripanam, very poor, anatam, without a protector, Tvaktum, to give up, Vichakshva, look, Pitaram, at the father, Tava, your, Shokataptam, affected by so much lamentation, Anya, easily, Tharame, we can cross, Bhavata, by you, Apraja Dushtam, very difficult to cross for one without a son, yet which Dvantam, the kingdom of darkness, Nayahi, do not go away. Karunena, merciless. Yamena, with Yamaraja, Duram, any further. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear son, I am helpless and very much aggrieved. You should not give up my company. Just look at your lamenting father. We are helpless because without a son, we shall have to suffer the distress of going to the darkest, hellish region. You are the only hope by which we can get out of these dark regions. Therefore, I request you not to go any further with the merciless Yama. Purport. According to Vedic injunctions, one must accept a wife to beget a son who can deliver one from the clutches of Yamaraja. Unless one has a son to offer oblations to the Pittas or forefathers, one must suffer in Yamaraja's kingdom. King Chitraketu was very much aggrieved, thinking that because of his son was going away with Yamaraja, he himself would again suffer. The shuttle law exists for karmis, but if one becomes a devotee, he has no more obligations to the laws of karma. Yuttishta tata te tatha tha ime svasho vayashya yash tvam aha ahvayanti nripanandana samviharatum stupaschiram ye ashanaya sa bhavan parito mungshvastanam pibashu shushoharana swakanam. So, translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. My dear son, you have slept a long time. Now please get up. Your playmates are calling you to play. Since you must be very hungry, please get up and suck my breast and dissipate our lamentation. So, Revati Mataji, you can recite because your hand raised. This one sloka you can recite.
Hello, yes. Mataji, can I recite?
Yes.
नाहं तनुजयदूषो इतं डागलेते मुख्यन्दस्मितं मुदितवीक्षणं माननाब्जनाब्जं कियाकदोऽस्य पुनरन्वयं यन्तो लोकं नीतो अग्रुणेन न शृणोमि कलाकिरस्ति हरे कृष्ण माताजी thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Naham tanuja dadrishe hatamangalate mugda smita mudita vikashanam ananavajam kimva gato ashyap apunar anvayam anyalokam nito agrahanena nashromi kalakriste. Synonyms: na, not; aham, I; tanuja, my dear son, born from my body; dadrishe, saw; atamangala, because of my being most unfortunate; the most unfortunate; te, your; mugda smitam, with charming smiling; muditha vikashanam, with closed eyes; anana abhajam, lotus face; kimva, whether; tatha, gone away; asi, you are; punah, anvayam, from which one does not return; anyalokam, to another planet or the planet of Yamaraja; nitha, having been taken away; agrahena, by the cruel of Yamaraja; na, not; shown me, I can hear; kala, very pleasing; gira, utterances; te, your. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. My dear son, I am certainly most unfortunate, for I can no longer see your mild smiling. You have closed your eyes forever. I therefore conclude that you have been taken from this planet to another, from which you will not return. My dear son, I can no longer hear your pleasing voice. शिशुक उवाच विलपन्त्यामृतं पुत्रम् इति चित्रविलापनै चित्रकेतुर्वृषं तप्तो मुखाकन्तो रुरोधाः. Synonyms: Shukadeva Goswami said, Vilapantya, with the woman who was lamenting, Mritam, dead, Putram, for the son, iti, thus, Chitra Vilapanai, with various lamentation, Chitraketu, King Chitraketu, Vrisham, very much, Tapta, aggrieved, Muktakanta, loudly, Rurodha, cried, indeed. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shukadeva Goswami continued, accompanied by his wife, who was thus lamenting for her dead son. King Chitraketu began crying loudly with an open mouth, being greatly aggrieved. Tayor vilabato sarve dampatyasyo tad anubrataha rurudhasmanara narya sarvam asit achetanam. As the king and queen lamented, all their male and female followers joined them in crying. Because of the sudden accident, all the citizens of the kingdom were almost unconscious. The last flow. Evam kashmalam apannam nasta samijna anakyakyam jnatvangre gira namas rishir aja gama sanaradha. Translation. When the great sage Angira understood that the king was almost dead in a motion of lamentation, he went there with Narada Rishi. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 6th canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled King Chitraketu's Lamentation. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanaya Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Tadati Swapadandikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Ramastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतारुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. So we are seeing entire summary of this chapter now, wherein what are the factors, what are the lessons learned, okay, what are the factors for this situation, and then in what way the King Chitraketu and his wife are expressing their views, on which platform they are speaking, and then how one should act in such a situation. Okay, so we cannot leave the lamentation. Lamentation will be there, because if someone dies, we cannot become a tattvavadi and tell, this is, I am a soul, I will be coming back. This type of tattvas we cannot tell at that moment. Only the highest authority can speak. In general public, if we speak, I think we will get nice scoldings only. Correct now? So we cannot speak, even though we are aware, as we have passed through so many years in Krishna consciousness, and then who we are, and then what is the relationship between the Supreme and this Jiva. All those has been taught. Correct now? But still, the same concepts we cannot speak at the time of the serious situation like this. If somebody expires, there will be mourning will be there, but in the mourning, a perfect devotee or a person who is in the path of perfection, obviously he will be thinking the welfare of the person who has passed that time. What is the ultimate welfare for a person who has passed? What is the ultimate welfare? What can be, it will be in general? Hare Krishna. Can anyone?
Devotional service, Radhaji.
It is submitting oneself to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, wherein the departed soul, that they are offering prayers for the departed soul, so that the soul can reach the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the best prayer a person can do. So without showcasing outside. So one should not showcase it, that you are doing a great bhakti. All those things you should never show. That is an immature way of expressing the thing. So the lamentation, I think in many of the classes also, our Mataji's grief should be done. There was a session also Mataji gave, I think maybe 1 or 2 years before, how to grieve it also. Correct na? So I think there was some close circle thing. I think it was spoken by Mataji also. We have to grieve. We have to grieve to get out of this thing also. In the very close circle, we cannot leave. In the family only means we cannot be like that. Because so many years we have been in the association. But if one develops a strong vairagya, like the Supreme, the devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the highest, and then remaining things are all the duties, then obviously, even though we always show love and affection to the others in the family, still we can have that detachment. So that is the ultimate goal. By performing devotional service, one will be automatically getting the boon of becoming the detachment. That means not anchoring for the material things, not anchoring for the material attachments. See, these are all making us bound here. Yeah, bound. So under the guidance of the Guru, if you are guided by another bounded person, we will certainly we will not reach the the other side, or where we have to reach the goal. We will not be able to reach. Whereas one should be always taking the shelter under Guru and then follow the Shastras and the advice of the Sadhu. So obviously their life will be protected. When Guru and Shastra has been taken into account, as per their guidance, we will be always performing the devotional service unto the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord also will never leave us in a critical situation. See, one has to pass through. That will not be avoided. But how we will be able to get out of the situation, that will be the lesson learned for us. So in this chapter, from the very beginning, actually, let us have a summary kind of thing, this class, wherein Parishit Maharaj was asking, what he was asking, how come an Ashura being like that in the external part, internally he being a pure devotee. So then Sukadeva Goswami started speaking that he was in the past life he was what actually? King Chitraketu. And now the past life has been spoken here, wherein King Chitraketu didn't had a son, even though he had millions of wives. And then he was very much hankering, you can tell. That means he want to have a son to take the oblations for his forefathers, and even if he lives also. So that is the right thing also, because in this material platform one has to follow. But if a person develops a higher taste, that means by performing a devotional service, he no need to lament for that. I think I would like to quote the first canto, Narada Maharishi's past life, wherein he was a son of a maid servant. So after Chaturmas sevas, one day actually when his mom was milking from the cow, she was bitten by a snake and then she died. And then Narada Maharishi, by practicing the devotional service as per the guidance of the Bhagavatas, he left, he being the 5-year-old child, he will not be able to do any rituals or whatever to be the to his mom. But still we should not copy this. We should take it in the right intention, wherein he got that is the Lord is there. So he actually what is that he had a strong faith on the Lord, wherein everything has been taken care by the Lord. So the lost rights and the everything will be whatever it's there in left ear, wherein he is not in a position to do also. That is his age, correct na? So and then he left the place and then into the forest towards the north he left actually. So then that should be the knowledge one should gain. So we should not follow this. We should gain the knowledge. What is the intention made by Narada Maharishi there when he was a servant maid child? How much realization he has got because of the advice of the the process has been followed by taken from the Mahabhagavatas. He was doing a devotional service. He sat one place and then he was praying, correct now, to have the darshan of the Lord. At one moment he took the darshan of Lord and he was hankering for the Lord. So that spiritual hankering one must develop instead of having the attachment. Here it's a temporary world. Actually we are coming and most of the time we'll be in the illusion only. So I think in Ishopanishad, I feel I'm not able to recollect the exact sloka, the godless civilization, Srila Prabhupada speaks, it's due to the illusion, and then which will lead to lamentation. So that was a wonderful thing, actually the concept. If we are in the we are not in the God-centric things, obviously we'll be on the material platform. If we are working on the only material platform, obviously we'll be performing the actions, whatever we are able to visualize is the right, and whatever we hear is the right thing. And then accordingly our actions also will go. And then entire thing, whatever actions we have performed, it will be under the Maya only. So if a person is not working under the devotional service or whatever the spiritual platform, he will be certainly working under the material platform. So we can be either in one platform. So if we are not in this platform, obviously we are situated in this platform. If we are situated on the material platform, means we will be putting our actions under the material platform, under the three gunas, and then whatever way we are able to understand, like a speculation kind of thing, and whatever actions we are performing for the fruitive activities, these two things will play major role and will finally end up in the more miseries only. So that illusion makes more actions, and the results of that actions will lead to either more jubilation also, and either lamentation also here in Chitraketu's thing. So he got son by the mercy of what? Whom actually? Angira Rishi. Correct? He was, his face was so dull when he received Angira Rishi in his assembly, and he offered the seat, and then with more respect and then humiliation he sat down. So Angira Rishi was able to make from his face, he was not that, what is that, enthusiasm. He had some expectation, or something is not giving him happy. So when he asked for that, Chitraketu told he didn't have son, and then he spoke that for his forefathers, the Shada also, that means they have to be saved instead of getting into the darkest hellish regions. So for that sake, he was thinking to have a son, even though he had millions of wives, he was expressing. And then seeing this Angira Rishi actually made yajna, and then with that offered prasadam, Kritadyuti got pregnancy, and then the son was born. So what actually, this is also, there is a one mistake actually done by Chitraketu, because he had millions of wives. After the queen delivered baby, so he gave more importance to only one wife and the child, that the three only is one world, and then he was not showing any affection to the other wives, he ignored. So that made envious among. So when a person gets ignored now, or when a person is getting ill treated or whatever it may be, so that time the person will develop certainly a revenge due to envious. So these millions of wives, they took a because of what? The negative thought. So wherein I think yesterday the example I gave was Suniti. So one should be like Suniti, not by the millions of wives like wives of Chitraketu. So this is a positive way which lead Dhruva Maharaj to get a Dhruva which is the position higher than Brahmaloka itself. In every universe, Brahmaloka is the top planet, whereas Dhruva Maharaj got a Dhruva which is near the Sveta Deepa, that is a Milky Ocean of Shirodakashai Vishnu in the universe itself. Whereas the millions of wives, where they got into the negative mode, and then so because they become envious. So how actually the process of becoming envious also, I think yesterday we spoke about that. So because of the negative thought process, they feel that they are being ignored, and then they disregard, disrespect, and then when a person feels that that they are not given proper respect, obviously they will not accept the other people's higher position or whatever it may be. Other people is happy means they will not accept. So that attitude one person will develop, and then obviously this made the queen to give poison to the son, and then finally he died. And when the queen and the servant maid saw the kid died, they also shouted with that means with a shout with crying. So and then this made Chitraketu also run, falling down, and then reached there, and then when he saw the dead son, he fell on the feet of the son. He was crying, and this great lamentation. So this seeing the lamentation of Chitraketu, his wife Kritadyuti thought that she is not able to balance, and she was speaking in the pacified words. So here, what are the criteria actually she spoke actually? So a person who doesn't like to accept the reversals, correct, na, in the life. That is the general thing, general attitude of a person in this world. Because most of the people are on the Rajas and Tamas Guna, and then on the material platform, the reversals. This is the way of a conditioned soul. Very nicely, our Srila Prabhupada has given this one word actually gives more meaningful thoughts actually. Okay, so condemns the superior creator when he meets reverses. So we always want everything to be done in our favorable things. That means favorable conditions. Whatever we want to achieve, it should go as per our expectations. So in Bhagavad Gita also we have studied the last part of second chapter actually. So when the mind has some thought process, correct? Think what is the functionality of mind? Thinking, feeling and willing. So when one person develops a strong attachment to attain certain things, and then once he is not able to attain, here Chitraketu got son, but he has to leave also. That's the name. His name is Harsha and Shoka. Great jubilation also he enjoyed, and now he is in the great lamentation. So jubilation also leads to a downfall that we can I think as I referred in the yesterday's class, Ajamil, yesterday or 2 days before class, Ajamil also he was visualizing the jubilation of a Sudrani actually. So because of that, he fell down in his life, and then she became the wife of him, and then at the deathbed only he was able to realize, correct now, the great jubilation on the material platform. So that is not the right thing for any living entity to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, which is the highest position actually. So that means one must strive for that. At least minimum level one must strive for that. So by rendering the devotional service only we'll be able to get that jnana. So if there is no devotional service, we will be always situated on the material platform only. So this part also we would have experienced before coming to Krishna consciousness, because there were no one to guide us. So it is not the mistake of us, because we have followed our previous, that means our forefathers and all, how they have taken up the family, in what way, and followed the rituals, and then Devata worship, all those things. It's not everyone is like that, but some people may be having Ajna, Sukruti, they would have taken their family would have done the spiritual service right from the beginning, and then they would have followed. So that part also will be there, but the percentage will be very, very less. So here, that is Queen Kritadyuti is speaking about one is karma kanda, fruitive actions. Correct now? What is the purpose of having a son? So to perform the oblations when a father leaves. So that was the first thing. So in that way also she is lamenting, and then there is no son going forward who will be performing the rituals, oblations. The second one is she is actually in fact criticizing Supreme Lord as an inexperienced person in creation. So initially she is speaking that Lord is not having experience, because as per the law of karma, so father should die before the son die. Correct na? The grandpa would have gone and our father would be there. And once father leaves only, again we'll be living. That's how it is as per law of karma. So she's thinking in that way, and then she is lamenting. So, and wherein this son death is an acting in opposition to your creative laws itself. That means you are not experienced in creating the laws. So that's what she's been pointing here, the providence. And after finally, even though she accepts the next phase is what she's accepting, even though if this has happened, okay, so actually it is not the creator. The contingent soul is the inexperience as per the purport. This is the right word one must realize. We should always blame others. That is the attitude one will be having if the person is behaving on the material platform. We will never introspect our wrongdoings before speaking to others. So this perfectness, that is when we perform the devotional service, we'll develop the divine care qualities, forgiving others, and then not finding faults with others. In 16th chapter Bhagavad Gita, the first 3 slokas tells about the 26 criteria, the divine qualities. In that, forgiveness and not finding fault, with others, that is a wonderful criteria. So when we start developing that characteristics, obviously we'll try to retrospect ourselves, and that too along with the devotional service. So if we are only silently doing this, there won't be any further lessons learned will not be there. We'll think that I have done a mistake, okay, I will accept, I move forward. That attitude only will develop. We'll not find out the solution, how to get over of that. So if you have done a mistake, accepting is a great heart, but how to get over of the situation, one should strive for that. So by performing the devotional service, one will be able to gain that knowledge, what action has to be performed. So the laws of fruitive activity, and without the laws, without knowledge of these laws of nature, he ignorantly criticizes the Supreme Personality of God. So in this way, she is criticizing the God for the creation in a that is in an opposition way as per the law of karma. But Srila Prabhupada has given for a devotee, it's not the same thing. You no need to worry. There is no guarantee. Even if our son is there, also the last rites will be done by performed by our son. There is no guarantee. So this we could have seen in our relatives also. Even though the son may be in the abroad or he may be very far from the family, and then the person has left the body, and then we cannot keep the body, and then some near relative, one person will take in charge, and then they will do the last rite rituals. Correct, na? So that also, even in the material platform, there is a solution. So that also we would have seen. So, but a person who is situated in the spiritual platform or rendering this devotional service, he no need to lament for such conditions. So Lord will take care of, because he is a supreme proprietor here. Everything is under his control and everything he only possesses. We are only utilizing it for the short duration during our visit here. And then after leaving this body, we'll be taking one more body, or we may be going back to Godhead, whichever destination as per our deeds, whatever we have made. So it will be decided by the providence. So one should not lament for what is going to happen after we leave the body. So death is inevitable, and then anytime it will occur for anyone. So that perfection, one should accept it actually. That is the perfection. So, but accepting this inevitable thing will not come in a right way if we are not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. So that's very important. So once start performing the devotional service, so many lessons learned will be there. In every action, there will be a learning, and then that knowledge will be given by the Chaitya Guru in internally in the heart, and also if we take shelter under a representative of the Lord. So through Parambara, we can reach the Lord. That is the process. So one must adhere the guidance given by the spiritual master, and then follow the principles, and then perform their duty, as that is the devotional service, and then no need to worry about what will happen at the end. That will be taken care by the Lord. That attitude one should develop. Here, the lamentation of 5490s. So here in this, till 50, that is 56, if we see, so she's, I'm helpless, and very much, she wants to pacify Chitraket. So you should not, here she's asking to come back, son, to get up. That's how the mourning will be there. So accepting the situation will take time, even though in the material platform also it will take time. So the mourning will be there. That is okay, but one should not be like Chitraketu, because the world, the life itself is sun. So that type of attachment one should never have, because once we lose that thing, obviously will become water. Actually, that is will become anger lamentation leads to anger, and then we'll do wrong things, like how Duryodhana did. Na? So in the war, he was actually his actions led to the war. He could have given Pandavas their kingdom. Then he would have also survived with the great kingdom Hastinapur, which has been protected by Bhishma Pitamaha. And if you have given, they both would have survived. But because of enviousness, he did himself, and then he was not accepted. Correct now? So the delusion, and then not acceptance, and then finally what actually will be bargaining, and then finally what will do acceptance. Any situation you see, initially acceptance of whichever thing we have lost, it will not be. Immediately we'll reject, and then we'll think. Correct now? And then we'll analyze, and then we'll think, okay, we'll make ourselves console, and then finally we'll make the whatever the loss we have incurred as a acceptance. It may be material loss, it may be a person in a family, a person loss, whatever it may be, but it will take time. That is the nature actually we are into. So anything wrong or anything we have lost, we'll never accept initially. Okay, but after analysis, but that analysis part also a person should take, means he should at least have the acceptance of the religious principles and shelter of a guru, then only he will be able to take it up. But when you are totally situated on the material platform, means obviously the acceptance will also be like with irritation, with so much in what is that reversing only they will be accepting. That means reversing in the sense we don't want to accept, but at last I have to accept. There is no other choice. That mentality only will develop. And then finally in that also we'll bargain whether I will get something in this, the material benefit. Correct, no? And then there is a loss incurred, and we'll accept finally, yes, there is a loss occurred. Until crossing through all these things, actually they will not move further. Okay, so here the lamenting father, the next, here Chitraketu is he cannot be he can't come out of that by own. Somebody support he needs. So hearing this, Angira Rishi and Narada Rishi will be coming to give the jnana actually. That part starts in the next chapter. So I would like to put forward, I want you all to speak on that. Only myself speaking on the summary will not be giving a good ending for this chapter. So much lessons learned in this. Correct now? So here the shuttle law exists for only karmis. So one should check what is the position they are having. If one becomes devotee, he has no more obligations to the loss of karma. So this one line is the solution Srila Prabhupada has given in the puppet, and then we need to adhere it actually. Okay. Yes, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. Shubhara Prabhuji, you want to speak something on that? You're so silent today. You didn't ask anything. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji, it is easier said than done. Of course, all of us, we are Krishna conscious, but sometimes as life goes on, I mean, every time unfortunate things happening again and again, difficult to accept. Another thing, Mataji, I would like to ask, like, as it is always said, we should beget a son because the last rite should be done. And as was rightly said today, sometimes they are abroad, somebody else does, and we do not know who is doing it. It may not even be a Brahmana who's doing our rites, though we are Brahmanas, right? So therefore, the next question I want to know, is it compulsory to do Shraddha for ancestors every year, as per Krishna consciousness, or some people believe every year Shraddha has to be done. Some people say once a year, but I mean, it may, some people do not believe in it. So what does our culture say? Like, is Shraddha so important, not important? Of course, we do it because we are strict Brahmanas, but what is the general concept, Mataji?
Actually, Shraddha should be done, Mataji. Okay, Shraddha we should not leave, because not all are on the platform of the pure devotee. Correct, na? So we are not, if everyone is devotee, I think there is not an issue. You no need to do Shraddha. Because in Shraddha, what we are doing, actually, we are offering to the Supreme Lord only, Mahavishnu. And then Mahavishnu accepts that, and then he makes our forefathers also relieved from the hellish conditions. Correct, na? So that oblations are only for the Supreme Lord. So whatever we are doing in the Nama Sankirtan also is we are offering to the Supreme Lord the prayers. Correct, na? That means you
Yeah.
are doing the Nama
Yeah.
Sankirtan. That is remembering the Lord always. Okay. So as good as. But our ancestors who are left the body, we don't know what austerities they did, whether they really followed or not. What is the situation of them currently? We really don't know. Okay, so in order to save them from the hellish conditions, the Shraddha has to be given. Okay, but for a person who is following Krishna consciousness, if um, if Shraddha has to be done, it is a process, Mataji, we have to follow. But if you are following the Krishna consciousness, then you no need to worry about the consequence after we leave the body.
That's great, Mata. And as you said, people are abroad. Now children are abroad. They don't come for Shraddh, whether they are performing there or no. So what I'm trying to say,
Yes.
like our generation, children are abroad, like, and then their children are brought up. So will the concept of Shraddh slowly disappear? And then would they then be subsequent, suffer for the karma of not doing Shraddh?
100% actually, it all depends on whether we are following the devotional service or not. That is one thing. It will affect for the people who are not following the devotional service to the Lord, 100%. And see, there is no guarantee, even if we have a son, he will come and do the lost rites. This in personal only, I have heard, because my father-in-law expired within a few hours only, it seems. But my husband was very far, and my brother-in-law was in army. They both didn't come for the lost rites, and his own brother only did the lost rites actually. Okay. So there is no guarantee, Mataji, that even though we have a son, he will do the last rites. Okay. This has happened some 30, 40 years before itself. So there is nothing with respect to time or place. Okay. So it is always there. It is continuing now also, and it will continue in future also. Okay. So we cannot predict, yes, this will happen and that will happen, nothing. So if kids are there, it is good, well and good, they are able to do the lost rights of the parents. If kids are not there, if they don't have kids, or even the kid is there and he's not that their moment, obviously the lost rights cannot be done. Okay. So if the person who has left the body is in the Krishna conscious mode, obviously he no need to worry about that. By performing this, we would have actually gone, that is, if you become a devotee of the Lord, the 21 generations has been rescued, and before and after. That's what we have heard from Prahlad Maharaj's life, correct na? So, so that will be rescued, Mataji. So we no need to worry, Lord will take care. So only the faith we need to have, perform our duty, and then do the devotional service. That is more than sufficient, Mataji. We don't know. We don't know what is next.
Yeah, and nowadays the daughters are also permitted to do. In fact, in my sister's case, her son could not come. Her daughter performed. My cousin brother also, the daughter performed.
Okay.
So now even girls are performing last rites, giving the light to the funeral pyre.
I
And the
don't know
priest
that.
is modifying the mantras for that.
Okay. I'm not aware much about that, so I don't want to speculate on that. But we no need to worry, Mataji. If a person who has left being a Vaishnava or a devotee, obviously, now will take care. Actually, no need to worry.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Surya Prakash Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In extension of what she said, one of the 5 runas is Pitrunam, that we have to complete it.
Yes.
So, as he said, that slowly it is diluted, because as per Vedas and Shastras and now we have to perform it.
Yeah.
And there is one way of this via media, when this, as she said, if they are in abroad, not able to do in some other reason. So a Brahmana will be represented by that and they perform it. That is one way of thing. Second is they give offer that all that vegetables and rice. We call it in Telugu Swayampakam. So like that they give to the Brahmana and some darshana will be given. And he will perform this, the Tarpana he will give on the names and all that. Tarpana will be given. That is there, Shastra, there is some, for a very problem, there will be 2 or 3 solutions will be there. But as I said, these things should not be left like that. It is to be done as per Shastras, Vedas. We have to do that. We should not leave it.
Yes.
So, but in Prabhupada, in our books or the Bhagavad Gita, if you are in deep in Krishna conscious and all this can be leave, because Krishna will take care of all these things. That
Yes.
is one way of thing. So, if you are how deeply you are in Krishna conscious, that you check it then.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
there should
individual
be
part.
it's all as you said, it is all belief and belief in the with the Shastra this thing. Oh,
We have to
nobody
follow
said
it.
that
We have to follow the
do
main
that.
main
Nobody
thing.
said that you should leave it. You can go. That is not correct.
Yes.
People are not understanding that, and the samskara is also important in the family. How you brought up the persons. Then, if you are in that samskara is teached to your sons, naturally they don't live. For instance, my son-in-law is in Germany, Mataji.
Okay.
So every month my daughter has performed, said offer some, the pujari has told, that Brahmana has told what to do. Because they perform, they offer some, they prepare some prasadam, offer to the photo, and they 5 minutes there, and they give that prasad, distribute to others. Some sort of this, it's all your Shraddha and this thing you have to follow. What we can do, whatever is best possible, you have to do.
Yes.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
time and place
Is
is
also in yeah.
but whatever shastra we have to follow only. That we
Mm.
can't deny. But a person who is in Krishna consciousness, I think you no need to worry about that. That's it.
Mm.
This has been given by our Acharya, so we have to accept it, because that is when you slowly start realizing only you will feel. That is the attachment we are making with the Supreme Lord. And then Bhishma Deva leaving, when he was leaving the body, actually he was able to take the darshan of the Lord in the way he was expecting, the 400 form. Even though Krishna Swayam was there with the 200 form, but still he was able to take Narayana darshan. Correct now? So
Yes.
if that type of that is at the time of leaving, if one person is able to recollect the name of the Lord and take the darshan of the Lord, certainly no shraddha is required for them. Okay.
Yeah. And there is one more thing which one solution. This daughters she was telling, daughters, they nothing to worry about. As per Shastra, there is recently my brother-in-law expired due to cancer. They were only having 2 daughters. One is in abroad, that US, and the daughter who is here. If that daughter's son, that is the grandson of the person who died, he can perform. He is authorized to perform it.
Yes.
So if he is a child, they are of course, in this case, what I said, my brother-in-law's grandson is just 10 years. So he has not performed that Upanayanam, what is that work. So Brahman, on behalf of his name, that his brother-in-law has done it. We can do that. Shastra is permitting that.
Yes.
There are rules are there, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So it's just what I know I am sharing in this platform.
No problem, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
We'll end the class. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
पंचकल्पदारुण्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम।